Do you have $1,500 burning a hole in your pocket? Do you like Butch Hartman? Well, that's a very specific combo, but let me introduce you to HartCon, a 2-day only event where you get to meet a bunch of voice actors, producers, and even the man himself, Butch Hartman. While the event doesn't start until 2 months after the video comes out, I wanted to take some time to talk about the concept, the websites, and even his prior way of teaching young creative minds. So join me, Dovin, and my friend Samantha and Computer while we take a look into this curious endeavor.
I'm part of the main cast now.
No, they're not.
Before we start anything, who the hell is Butch Hartman and why does he sound familiar?
Well, if you're new to Butch Hartman, he created The Fairly Odd Parents, Danny Phantom, and most recently, The Garden Cartoon, which is a Christian Bible thing about 2 characters who live in the Garden of Eden.
Ah, that explains it. When I got older, I kinda grew out of kids' cartoons.
Then you'd be surprised to know there's a whole community of people online who are obsessed and rant about them online.
And here I thought what Dovin talked about was weird enough.
Speaking of online and weird, you may remember Butch's 2018 Kickstarter for a Christian-focused streaming service, Access Entertainment. That raised over $268,000 USD and was not made.
Oh shit, for real?
Yeah, but we'll touch upon that a bit later in the video. But Butch has been in the industry for quite a while.
He even played a character named Sean Masters that appeared in 16 episodes of Generations.
Oh yeah, that's where I saw him from.
That's where you remember him from?
Yep, I've seen all 470 episodes of that 2-season show.
Alright, this is a conversation for another time, but I first heard about HartCon on Twitter. On Martin Luther King Jr. Day, January 19, 2026, Butch would celebrate his holiday with a remembrance of the civil rights leader. Then 2 minutes later, he promoted HartCon for the first time.
I'm not sure if one or both were scheduled tweets, but honestly, a bit funny timing to be like, remember Martin, and remember the date for my convention!
HartCon is a 2-day intensive workshop that I am putting on in Calabasas, California, March 13th and 14th. This does not guarantee a job, but I will guarantee that you get more knowledge and industry connections over these 2 days than you've gotten in the last 2 years.
It's important to mention that one of the quote tweets to this post would be of the user It's Mr. McGee, drawing him as Neo Cortex from Crash Bandicoot.
Was it really?
No, but it's a funny draw over.
Though the second tweet in the matter would get a lot more attention, with replies from that of animators Peter Casey, Nick Kaleo, and cartoon critic Saberspark, the latter asking Butch about Access, ratioing the original post. Though this tweet from Campbell8939830 quoted the post saying,
"Nothing like paying $1,500 to see the guy who drew this."
Butch would make another post promoting HartCon, which would get 11,000 likes, though it mainly focused on the Fairly Odd Parents, like one of the original drawings.
That's a lot of preamble. Can we get to the actual website now?
Alright, fine. To start off, the first thing I noticed wasn't the flashing moving images, but this very small logo right here. You can change that to any image in a website builder, like on my website it's a little me. So instead of a tiny Butch, we have a tiny cube, because they didn't change it.
That seriously can't be the first thing you noticed.
I noticed it's not a .com because that domain is like 2,500 USD for some reason.
Back to the actual websites, we have the moving images screen and the logo, but a text-only version for the logo for some reason in the top left. Scrolling down a little bit, so we have a blurb about what the workshop is about, and image of Butch with some text on it. Though for location it says Southern California, not Calabasas, as he mentioned in the tweet earlier. It's a bit weird, but moving on. You can click here to register, and you have to register before February 23rd. Going down a bit more, we have guest speakers with some very pixelated images of them. Eric Baza, Tara Strong, Taylor Bradbury, Rob Pratt, Dewey Kane Rich, and others, maybe.
Oh, I recognize Eric. He was in Space Jam too.
I thought you didn't watch kids' cartoons.
No, it's live action, and there just happens to be cartoons there.
I just wanted to see the bronze jade on the big screen.
Yeah, for the website formatting, I'm going to have to guess that Butch paid someone to make this website, and was probably told to be extra time and money to make individual pages for the voice actors and people, so he most likely settled for this. But honestly, at the very least, I would have written down some notable roles for each respective person, and have its own page for who'll be attending. Scrolling down, we have another register today, then a blue graphic with a quote. Lulu takes up a lot of space on screen. We have another bit from Butch in front of a sign I may or may not use for the thumbnail, and some words to help promote the workshop. The last thing on the page is a very big blue graphic, another quote from Butch Hartman. I believe he said it.
It could be from anyone, really. Maybe even Jesus. I know Butch works with him sometimes, like with that Bible.
On the event details page, we see a stock photo of some brushes and a schedule. The formatting of this is very odd, with some misaligned text here and there, and here where it accidentally says 12:30 a.m. instead of p.m.
Maybe that one is just a very long intensive talk with no breaks.
Q&As with unnamed artists are to be had, though Tara Bradbury and Butch are named specifically. There's also a VIP dinner we'll get into soon, and for the second day it's much of the same. And they weren't kidding, this is a very intense schedule, which is maybe, I assume, all in one room. There isn't much break time between these talks, except for the lunch break, of course. For the last page of the websites, we have stock image of someone writing, and you see some text about the reservation.
Attendance is very limited to maintain an immersive, information-rich environment. We are selecting attendees who are focused, motivated, and committed to success. If you're ready to stop dreaming and start building, HartCon is for you.
For the registration process, for some reason you have to write out why you want to show up. I assume this is the vet out people trying to harass him, which is also why the specific location is not being revealed.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get asked about Oaxis.
I forgot to tell Sam how to pronounce Oaxis. Alright, so there are two ticket tiers, about $1,500 and $1,650 USD. The first includes a workbook and Mad Hustle, a book by Butch Hartman. The workbook I assume is something to write and brainstorm ideas in while you watch them talk. The more expensive one includes a VIP dinner with Butch Hartman himself. Specifying this is not one-on-one, but it will be an intimate setting. You'll also get a custom drawing of Butch Hartman.
How intimate are we talking?
The better question is, how expensive is the dinner? The other ticket is like 150 USD more. Sure, you get a drawing, but how nice is this dinner?
No matter which ticket you get, they're both non-refundable and does not include the flights or hotel stay. I think calling this HartCon gives the feeling of a convention, but like I mentioned before, this is just like a workshop or seminar type thing. An actual convention will be MomoCon, celebrating 21 years this year, and I'll be a guest there along with Samantha.
Come say hello!
Would I call this a scam? Well, it hasn't happened yet, but if all of his industry friends show up, the schedule is followed, the commissions are made and sent out, and the dinner is eaten, then you set out to do what you want to do with it.
Especially if you record everything yourself to keep for later, or get autographs from the other voice actors. That could be nice too.
I'm gonna go out on a limb, of which I don't have, and say that's probably not the case for either.
My fucking dreams are ruined! How could I ever be happy anymore, Butch?
Are the prices worth it? Well, if they included flight and hotel for maybe a 4-day stay, one for arriving, 2 for the event, and 1 to relax in California, then I would say sure, maybe. But as is, without that, it's just something very expensive you can just find elsewhere, free tutorials, or just way cheaper courses by other artists. While I'm unsure why Butch is doing this convention, there was a theory I saw on Reddit. Reddit user NarrowTelevision445 would make a post relating HartCon to the Frozen theory. The idea that Disney released a movie with that title, so when people search Disney Frozen, in reference to its own theory that Walt Disney's head is frozen, it would rather redirect to that movie instead. So if you typed in Butch Hartman Con, in reference to his Oaxis situation, it would rather lead to the seminar.
I feel like he didn't think of any of that and just wanted to make money from talking about cartoons.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And actually, going back to the Oaxis thing for a second, there is a fear amongst fans of him that this would be another situation like that, where he takes everyone's money and does essentially nothing public for it. Which is understandable, kind of, as that was a full-fledged project and this is simply just a seminar.
Yeah, I mean, if all he has to do is just book a room for like 2 days, make sure his friends are there and talk for a bit, I feel like that's achievable.
But for Oaxis, unless there's a class action lawsuit or something from the backers, we'll probably hear nothing forever.
What I can tell you right now, however, is this isn't the first time that Butch wanted to teach you art and industry stuff. Long before HartCon was a twinkle in Butch Hartman's eye, he launched the Butch Hartman Academy. The website, powered by Coursera Kajabi, is sort of like HartCon, but pre-recorded videos about art things you can learn. Oh, you thought this video of 15-ish minutes was gonna just be about HartCon? No, you get a double feature.
And here I thought we were gonna go back to watching funny videos on this computer.
I'm happy for this break. I was starting to get RAM rot.
In the same vein as, say, Skillshare or Masterclass, Kabanji is a service where you can sell your own courses, and Butch decided to use the service for himself. Now, he offers 6 courses on the website as of January 2026. How to write a script, creating interesting characters, the ultimate drawing course, storytelling, developing an idea, and how to write a good story. Each with a small image of Butch next to some paper with some writing on it.
I don't like how each image isn't fully new. Like, you could draw something new each time and do another pose.
While we do have some reviews on the bottom of the website, I'd rather just focus on the courses. And keep in mind, each respective course is sold separately. The Good Story one is $227 USD, which gives you whatever videos and a course workbook. The Idea one actually has a page before it with Butch Hartman describing what it is. This one is also $227 USD and comes with the same affair of add-ons. Storytelling is another $220 USD and comes with a video or videos, but no course workbook. The Ultimate Drawing course is more expensive at $297 USD, and you get some videos and no workbook. Creating Interesting Characters, Gold offer at $227 USD, you get the videos and a commission of 1 of 4 of his OCs, which is probably a better deal, honestly. Lastly, if How to Write a Script, also $227 USD, you get another free character commission of 1 of his 4 characters, but no course workbook again. So in total, if you bought all these courses, it's $1532 USD, and you get 2 commissions. So in between the price of a regular and dinner ticket from HartCon.
Wow, what a bargain.
There is an option for the Art Academy community. For only $37 a month, you get a surprise guest speaker Q&A, Butch Hartman solo Q&A, as well as monthly challenges, networking with other artists, and giveaways. But when you click purchase, the webpage just doesn't exist. Oh, I forgot to mention before, if you click about, the page is just lost.
Yeah, you got a picture of Butch going, "What? Where's the page?" At least that's what I'm assuming he's saying.
And if you click the contact page, that takes a long time to load and isn't working. I suppose.
And here we thought the other website was broken.
If you want to save money, however, you can get this deal from Butch himself. For a Twitter post, you can get the Ultimate Drawing course, developing an idea, and story courses for only $249 USD. But if you click the link, it's actually only 200 USD. It's supposed to be a limited time offer until January 1st, but I suppose you can just still get the deal if you really want it.
A deal's a deal until he remembers he has this website.
There is a YouTube channel for his academy which features him drawing various characters, some interviews, and 2 free webinars. While the webinars are recorded via a webcam, the drawing videos seem to use a more professional looking camera. With these being only online courses, I can say these are still quite expensive, even if the information might be valuable to artists.
You're forgetting the fact we don't even know the length of these courses. Are they an hour long? Are they a few minutes?
All questions that could be added to each course in the description.
But no matter the length, if you do want your audience or fans to learn from you, the barrier to entry, being so expensive, excludes a lot of potential paying customers. As if the courses were cheaper, you can see more consistent purchases rather than a rare purchase once in a while with that high price tag. Though I'm not against the idea of an artist putting knowledge behind a paywall if the price is fair and the content behind it is of good quality. Artists need to eat themselves, you know, like how on my Patreon. Besides the course examples I mentioned before, Masterclass and Skillshare, there are a lot of free tutorials online you can find as well, be it from other artists' websites or YouTube themselves. One artist's work I enjoy a lot of is that of Tanico Pandoja. He offers both free advice on his YouTube channel as well as some products he sells on Gumroad. The full version of the complete introduction to 2D animation is $350 USD, which is also a bit expensive, but then you look at the actual course lengths, ranging from an hour and 48 minutes to 17 hours, oh my god. No, you can purchase them separately.
We don't know how long Butch's is, but damn, that's a lot of learning right there.
At least one full day's worth of HartCon.
Speaking of, this video is supposed to be about Butch. Let's take some time looking at some audience responses before we get into my final thoughts.
In a day and age where there are hundreds, if not thousands, of art tutorials and videos from professional artists that you can learn from, hell no! Especially not from Butch Hartman. There are plenty of much cheaper and free alternatives, if you know where to look, that you can find online that will give you all the tips and help you to become a better artist without paying over $1,000. Butch is really out of touch if he thinks the average fan of his can drop $1,000 for general admission tickets for his con, when not even the biggest conventions cost that much and over, and has so much more to offer. You better be throwing the best convention ever if you're charging that much, buddy.
That how to draw anime book my stepdad got for me looks a whole lot more appealing. I do love my stepdad, though.
$1,500 for 2 days? That's absurd! The average community college course is $150.
His entire thing with this whole HartCon ordeal is just... As someone who actually goes to conventions, I don't know what audience he thinks he's courting here, especially with the VIP ticket. I assume rooms aren't included, and travel expenses obviously aren't included, so that combined with the fact he decided to have the convention in what I've heard is a really expensive area, means that you'd have to have a lot of cash to burn to go to this, especially if you're outside of California. I'm total ass at realism, but to be honest, it seems way more worth it to just go to a life drawing class every week or take some community college art courses.
For ideas like HartCon and Butch Hartman Academy, I think there is a lot of good use for when artists and creators want to give back to the community with their knowledge, but how and how much is a very important sort of deal. For HartCon in and of itself, I'm sure it would help a lot of people if it was a lot less expensive, but in turn, there's a lot of behind-the-scenes work that can make something like this go quickly wrong, which is why I think they are including a vetting process in the application. On top of that, with Butch already having an online course seller type thing, I could assume that once these talks happen, he might just be selling them on his website later on. So I guess if you really wanted this information, you can just wait until it just goes online, assuming that's what he's gonna do. I mean, if this is successful, he might be doing more of this kind of thing.
Imagine this course does sell out and he does it bi-yearly. Maybe then more people will have a chance to be intimate with Butch Hartman.
I like those odds.
Like I mentioned before, I don't think HartCon is inherently a scam, especially if everything goes off without hitch. It's rather just an expensive product for ultimately something that could have been an online course to begin with. And I don't think a lot of time and care was put into the idea overall, or at the very least the initial website and advertising. Whenever I see these advertisements with a gray and beige color scheme, it doesn't feel like a Butch Hartman product. If you know anything of his work with his garish colors, it kind of feels out of place for his brand. On top of that, the website itself doesn't scream care. I didn't mention it before, but the mobile version of websites is just broken. Now, I have limited experience making websites.
You've only made 2.
But let me tell you, reformatting for mobile is a pain, but a necessary thing to do. And only that, there's still a lot of tweaks and things to fix along the way with any changes. It's not like a one and done, you make a website, then it's finished. It's nah, you gotta get user feedback, you gotta fix bugs, or about pages once in a while. As for Butch Hartman's Academy, it's also quite expensive for what you get.
Though for 2 courses, you do get a commission, so not bad for those ones specifically. specifically, I suppose.
But with the understanding that a lot of artists don't just have a lot of money, there are more worthwhile and cheaper courses as well as free videos you can find elsewhere. Or I guess going to the 2 websites I mentioned before, now for the 3rd and last time in the video. If there's anything you should get from this video is that while art can be an expensive endeavor, learning it doesn't have to be.
And that people are very nitpicky on websites, so make sure yours looks nice.
If you have any suggestions in the comments from artists who sell or provide free courses, please comment below. Until next time, I need to go make my own courses and sell them for $226 USD each. Gotta undercut the competition somehow. Anyway, keep on drawing. Until next time, have a wonderful day.
Alright, back to the funny videos. There's this one where a soy jacked is 6'7".
Can I get a virus and die already?
I've seen all 420 episodes. It's not 20, it's 470. No, it's live action, and there just happens to be cartoons there. Ew, I hate that last line. Please don't use that last one. I do it hard like the gritty, and I hit my pendulum man. I go to the club, and I shake my can.
And I'm done.